Hello crafty friend, and here we are again today with Full Deck Challenge 3 hosted by Shanuki Art. I will link and tag her in the comments below. Today's card is card 31 and the challenge is rainbow. The prompt is rainbow. I had created a card using the background that I'm going to repeat, but I wasn't too happy with when I started to stick the embellishments and flowers on. I forgot some bits and bobs, so I ripped the whole of it off. This glue being super sticky, and then I've just used the book page just to give the card some stability. Because some of the card was ripped off. I am using jumbo cards, which sometimes causes me a little bit of an issue because whereas if you're doing a normal size card, it's a lot quicker and easier to fill the card. But I do like the challenge of doing the larger prompt. These cards are probably just a little bit smaller than A5. And as you see, just sticking that book page on is about the same size of the card. So it's about the same size as a book page, just slightly smaller than A5 standard book. The glue I'm using is Splodge. It's my chosen glue when I'm collaging, if I'm not using a glue stick, because it sticks really well. It's a concoction of my own. It's some clear PVA mixed with a bit of medium, and it just sticks really well. This blue strip is actually a gel plate print that I made a couple of weeks ago. I've got a whole selection of them that I made using some embossing book pad things, embossing thingies. So my constant is my mini playing card, and my carryover is flowers stamped on book pages. So I stamped these using just my rubber stamps, and they're stamped in black ink onto the book page, and then I just kiss cut them out. So I did dry the whole layers with my heat gun, but the cable's really short, so I just did that off screen and then thought I'll come back and trim off the edges so I know what the spaces I've got to work with. Those scraps will go in my scrap drawer, and these butterflies again are just stamps on book pages. I'm going to use the mini playing card as my corner, which is where I put the number of the card. So I will stamp and cut out the number 31 to stick on this corner. So I played around with a little composition of where I'm going to put the flowers. Am I going to include the bees? How many flowers am I going to include? And I decided on this composition. I'm just adding a little bit of black thread behind, just to add a little bit of texture and to give those flowers a focal. It's almost bringing across the doodle from the last card as well by using the thread. And you can see I put the flowers so they look like they're growing out of the different layers. So the rainbow really has just created almost like a sunrise background with the flowers coming out. And then I'm going to just glue down that top corner and some of the butterflies, and I need to stamp the numbers to go in the top corner. So that's my constant and my carryover. I don't always remember the carryover, but I am trying hard. And my constant is in the corner. So I'm just going to grab my inks and stamp that top corner. So I'm just going to use a piece of the yellow paper because I think that will stand out. These teeny tiny number stamps I picked up in a scrap store. Unfortunately, I lost the number 4. I dropped it on my craft room floor and it has fallen into the abyss, never to be found again. My friend Kat does have the same set of stamps, so if I need the number 4, which I will do in a couple more cards, I just drop her a message and I borrow the 4 from her. So just gluing those onto the card. And then I'm going to add some sentiment. Yes, I nearly put 13, no, 31. I just go round the edge of these stamps just to make the numbers pop. I could probably just draw them, but I like the stamp effect. And then grabbing my quotes, like Shanuki, I'm using the white text on the black because I just think it'll pop more. So dream with limitless possibilities. I quite like that little quote. So I'm just going to stick them. I've snipped up the quote because I didn't want it just as one flat quote. And then finally, I'm going to edge my card just with my black Sharpie. Normally I had been using alcohol markers and I've completely mullered the black one. So I went and just bought some wide Sharpies that I just use instead to outline some of the cards. I don't always do it in black. Sometimes I pick a different colour, but I thought the black would tie in with the thread and just finish off the card. So this will be sewn into my book. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, follow and click the bell to subscribe.